Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. This afternoon from Eaton High School, it's a Patriot League battle as the visiting Brush Bee Diggers take on the Eaton Reds. I'm John Beltran. As the Reds are ranked second in Class 3A by the Colorado High School Activities Association, they're 4-0 in league play, and they are sitting at 11-0 overall. The Bee Diggers ranked 9th or 8-3 overall, 2-2 in league play, coming off of two consecutive home losses to Platte Valley last Thursday, 13-12. Then Saturday, they lost to Valley 5-2. We'll get to the Bee Diggers starting lineup here momentarily. A couple of changes in that starting lineup, as it is brought to you by High Plains Bank, hometown service in a higher plane. That's High Plains Bank, 502 Central Avenue in Wiggins. For assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit, or checking account, see what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank. Batting first is the catcher, Alec Peterson. The second baseman, B.J. Hirschfeld, is now the second hitter. Hitting third is the first baseman, Ryan Hirschfeld. Batting fourth is Kyle Rosenbrock, who will be pitching today for Brush. In the fifth position is the DH, Oscar Soto. Arnoldo Baby Maltos Garcia will bat sixth and play short. The center fielder, Nico Guzman, at seventh. Mikey Gutierrez at third hits eighth. And the left fielder, Grayson Simmons, will be hitting ninth. For Eaton defensively at first base is Joe Mondragon. Jake Mondragon at second. Bryce Dyers, a third baseman. Over at short is Matt Burkhart. Around the outfield, Lane Griman in left. The center fielder is Brady Tedesco. Ryan Kaler in right. Behind the plate is Colton Lind. And the senior left-hander, Jake Nelson, will be on the hill. Apparently we're working out some ground rules here down the right field line with the two umpires, and Eaton head coach Jim Danley and Brush's Mark Muniz. I'm not sure exactly what that's all about, but this game will start a little bit tardy. Keep in mind, after this game, we'll have the Rockies and Giants from Coors Field in the second of a three-game set with opening pitch at 6:40. That'll be two left-handers and Franklin Morales for the Rockies and Madison Baumgartner going for San Francisco. A critical game for the Bee Diggers. Right now they sit in sixth place in the Patriot League. They haven't been this low in the league standings in a while. So they're going to have to play extremely well today just to be competitive. This Eaton team has dismantled many of their opponents throughout the course of the 2014 season. In fact, their closest margin of victory was 5 runs a month ago when they beat Meade 6-1. In league play, they defeated Lyons 18-2, University 14-2, Strasburg 11-1. And then on Saturday, beat up Sterling and Sterling 17-4. So they've outscored their league opponents 60-9. And that's essentially an average of 15-2 per game. So the Bee Diggers have their work cut out for them. Brush went 21 years without defeating Eaton before beating them in the second round of the 3A state tournament 2 years ago. Now Eaton starting a new streak with a regular season victory last year. It actually began in the state championship game in 2012, won by Eaton 6-4. The Reds in their white pinstripe uniforms with the red numerals and lettering are on the field. The Bee Diggers in their maroon uniforms with the gold lettering and the gray pants. As Jake Nelson takes the hill for the Reds, and we had a 2-hour and 57-minute game this year, a 2-hour and 42-minute game last Thursday in that 13-12 victory over Platte Valley, but Eaton does not play long baseball games. That's what happens when you have good pitching and defense. The games go by quickly. The Bee Diggers are hoping to match that with Kyle Rosenbrock, their ace right-hander, on the hill. 330 down the right field line, 336 down the left field line, 390 straight away here in Eaton on a slightly overcast Tuesday afternoon. And the temperature's pretty much like late May, early June weather, as opposed to what we normally see in April. The opening pitch of the game is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call at 842-4555. So here's the right-handed hitting catcher, Alec Peterson, stepping in for the Bee Diggers. The Bee Diggers are attempting to snap a 2-game losing streak against the number 2 ranked team in the state. It's been a while since Brush has lost 3 Patriot League games in a row. I don't know if they've ever lost 3 Patriot League games in a row since this became a league. I believe in the 04 or the 05 season, right around that range. So here's the right-handed hitting Bee Digger catcher. And this field is in outstanding condition and very green, as you can imagine, with the weather we've had with that grass. Here's the wind and the pitch. And that's a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Took something off it. It's 0-1. Peterson with an open stance for the right side. The wind by the left-hander Nelson, the pitch. And the breaking ball's in the dirt. A 5-game hitting streak for Alec Peterson. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch swung on and grounded sharply to second. Mondragon to his right, throws to first, and there's 1 down. As Peterson is retired on 3 pitches. That'll bring up B.J. Hirschfeld. He was in the number 8 slot, then in the number 6 slot. But because he's been hitting the ball so well, he's now in the number 2 hole. Hirschfeld, 2 hits in each of his last 2 games, and the fastball's down the middle for a strike. Just above the knees, it's 0-1 to the right-handed hitting B.J. Hirschfeld, playing second base today. The wind by Jake Nelson, and the pitch fouled straight back, went with a changeup. And the count is at 0-2. To B.J. Hirschfeld. With Ryan Hirschfeld on deck. Colton Lind lays down the sign. And the 0-2 offering in the dirt with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bee Diggers are back in action on Thursday at home against the Highland Huskies, 4 o'clock right here on 1010 and KSIR.com. And the 1-2 inside took something off of that. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hirschfeld. And Nelson, the lefty, delivers. And that is a called strike 3 on the inner half with a little bit of a bender there. There's 2 down. That'll send up Ryan Hirschfeld, who's been on a tear lately. Had a 4-hit game against Plow last Thursday. 2 hits against Valley on Saturday. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. Check that. On a 5-game hitting streak. The pitch swung on and grounded weakly foul on the off-speed pitch down the third base side. No balls and 1 strike and a few multi-hit games as well for the Bee Digger first baseman. The wind by Nelson and the 0-1. Swung on and fouled again with the off-speed. And out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. Nelson looks like he's got 3 good pitches, a little bit of a breaking ball, a changeup, and a fastball. 0-2 to Hirschfeld. Wind and pitch, and that ball bounces up there all the way towards the Eaton dugout. 1-2 with 2 down, nobody on in the first inning in Eaton. The Reds at 11-0, the Bee Diggers at 8-3. Lind lays down the sign. And Nelson delivers. Swung on and driven deep down the left field line, going way back towards the fence, and that ball's up against the bottom of the fence. Hirschfeld's around first. He's into second with a 2-out double. As Kyle Rosenbrock will now come to the plate. That extends his hitting streak to 6 games on a long fly ball double that nearly left the yard. Yeah, Hirschfeld's proven this year he can hit against any opposing pitcher. Rosenbrock pretty much the same. Rosenbrock coming off a 2-for-4 Saturday. He is 5 out of his last 10. Step ball by Nelson. Hirschfeld with a 2-step lead. And the offering. Swung on and tapped up the first base side, but it's foul. It's off the batter. No balls and 1 strike. As Nelson went with a breaking ball. Coach Danley calls all the pitches for the Reds. About a 3-step lead for Hirschfeld at second. A very conservative lead. And the pitch. And that fastball's a strike on the outside corner. Perfectly spotted. It is 0-2 to Kyle Rosenbrock. About a 4-step lead for Hirschfeld. And let's see if Nelson throws a waste pitch here, up 0-2. Here it is. Swung on, tapped foul up the third base side towards the Eaton dugout. And the count remains at 0-2. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan with financial solutions for you. That's Equitable Savings and Loan. Lind lays down the sign. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped down the third base side. Foul again. Now Rosenbrock will do it again. Lots of off-speed stuff being thrown here by the left-hander Jake Nelson. The Bee Diggers have a man in scoring position and 2 down in the top of the first inning. And playing very shallow in center is Brady Tedesco. If Rosenbrock can hit it straight away, he's got lots of power. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew a fastball right by Rosenbrock. And that does it for the Bee Diggers in the top of the first inning. They get a Ryan Hirschfeld 2-out doubles. We head to the bottom of the first. The Reds are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back in Eaton. We'll get you to the Reds starting lineup here momentarily as the Bee Diggers had a 2-out double from Ryan Hirschfeld in the top of the first, but failed to score. The Bee Diggers defensively have Ryan Hirschfeld at first, B.J. Hirschfeld at second. The third baseman is Mikey Gutierrez. Over at short is Baby Matos Garcia, Grayson Simmons in left, Nico Guzman in center, Zane Fow in right. Behind the plate is Alec Peterson, and the ace right-hander Kyle Rosenbrock is on the mound. And batting first will be Jake Nelson, the opposing pitcher from the left side. Jake Mondragon, the second baseman, at second. Shortstop Matt Burkhardt at third. The catcher's Colton Lind. Batting fifth is Ryan Kaler. The center fielder Brady Tedesco at sixth. Bryce Dyer, the third baseman, bats seventh. Joe Mondragon, the first baseman, at eighth. And Lane Griman, the left fielder, is batting ninth. Rosenbrock gets the sign, the pitch, and the fastball's on the outside corner for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Wine and offering. Down and in. And the count levels at 1-1 to Jake Nelson. And the offering. Fastball is on the outside corner. Strike 2. It appears early that this is going to be a pitcher's strike zone. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Moves the count to 2-2. On the left-handed hitting Jake Nelson. The pitch. Swing! And a miss on a fastball. Right around ankle level. And there's one down in the bottom of the first inning. That'll send up the left-handed hitting Jake Mondragon. A good start there for Kyle Rosenbrock. The wind by the right-hander, the pitch. Fouled straight back with a heater down the middle. It's 0-1. For all your farm and ranch supplies, including Purina feeds and everything, Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and 122 Custer Street in Brush. No score in the bottom of the first inning with one down and the bases empty from Eaton. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is high. Levels the count at 1-1. Against these Eaton Reds, you cannot make any mistakes. If not, they will make you pay. The offering swung on and lifted into left field. Grayson Simmons to his left, settles under it, makes the catch. And there are two down in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll send up the shortstop, Matt Burkhart, the first right-handed hitter in this lineup. Eaton led Sterling 8-4 late in that game before they blew them out 17-4. That was on Saturday in Sterling. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in. Rosenbrock closed out that victory against Eaton 2 years ago in the state tournament, snapping a 21-year and 44-game losing streak to the Reds. 1-0. Fastball is low and away. 2 balls and no strikes. To the Eaton shortstop, Matt Burkhart. Wind and pitch, and he threw it low with a fastball. 3-0. You can follow us pitch-by-pitch at KSIRsports.com, a pitch-by-pitch account of the entire game, or on Twitter and Facebook at KSIR Sports or B106. 3-0 fastballs right there on the outer half for a strike. 3-1 with Colton Lind on deck. The wind and offering upstairs, and Burkhart walks. It's a 2-out walk, so both teams had a 2-out base runner. And here's the catcher, Colton Lind. Again, as we mentioned in league play, Eaton has outscored their opponents 15-2. That's on the average. 60-9 so far over the first 4 games. Hitting with a slightly open stance, a big, strong right-handed hitter. About a 2.5-step lead at first for Burkhart. The pitch. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson lays down the sign. 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Thigh high. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. No score, bottom of the first inning. The pitch. The breaking ball is upstairs. And if Rosenbrock cannot spot that one, he will have control issues, as he's had so far. 9 balls and 7 strikes through the first 16 pitches. 2-1. Swung on and fouled back, and the count levels at 2-2 to Colton Lind, the Eaton catcher. Let's see if Burkhart takes off anytime soon. Usually not with a cleanup hitter, but he's got a sizable lead. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped foul behind the plate on a breaking ball. Count remains at 2-2. Both teams will have 4 Patriot League games remaining after today. The Bee Diggers have a softer part of their schedule. Highland, Lions, Estes Park. They do have University a week from Thursday. Fastball is high. 3-2, so Burkhart will be going with the pitch with 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Rosenbrock stretches. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. Count remains at 3-2. Now, Rosenbrock should get plenty of rest after this game in terms of pitching for the mound. The stretch. And the 3-2. Fouled straight back with a fastball right over the heart of the plate. Yeah, he won't obviously pitch on Thursday. I doubt he would pitch on Saturday at Estes Park. Then you've got Tuesday against Lions. They're pretty down this year. Could set him up for that Thursday game at University. The pitch. Fastball is low. Second consecutive walk issued by Rosenbrock. First and second with 2 down to the bottom of the first inning for the left-handed hitting Ryan Kaler. And Lind, being a catcher, will get a courtesy runner. And that'll be J.T. Mossberg, the trail runner at first base. Well, let's see if Rosenbrock can get away with these walks. Luckily, they came with 2 down and nobody on. The stretch by the right-hander. And the pitch. Fastball is a little bit low and away. Good spot, but just missed. It's 1-0. The B-Digger infield playing straight away. The pitch. Up and away. 2-0. Yeah, you can't defend the walk. No defense against the walk. I know you want to pitch these guys very tight because they're a very talented team offensively. 2-0 pitch. Fastball, a strike, outside corner, thigh high. And the count is at 2-1. And after the first inning, most very good pitchers settle down. Let's see if Rosenbrock can just get through the first. The pitch. Popped up into left field. Grayson Simmons settles underneath the baseball. Backs up, makes the catch, and that does it for Eaton in the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the second. Eaton nothing, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Both teams had base runners in the first inning but did not score as we head to the second. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters come to bat for the B-Diggers. Oscar Soto, Arnoldo Baby Maltos Garcia, and Nico Guzman. The B-Diggers have the only hit of the game, a 2-out first-inning double by Ryan Hirschfeld. Here's the power-hitting Soto. Lefty against lefty. Wind and pitch. The fastball's on the outside corner for a strike. Soto coming off an 0-for-3 game, but then had base hits in the 4 prior games. And did he go? He did on the breaking ball in the dirt. 0-2. Soto doesn't see too many lefties, so this is certainly an adjustment for the left-handed hitting DH. Here's the wind and the pitch. And did he go with that breaking ball? And he did. Wow. That's a pretty bad call. I mean, I don't know if he waved the bat through the zone, more of a check swing, but they called him out. Soto strikes out on 3 pitches. And there's 1 down at the top of the second. Here's Baby Maltos Garcia. And they're checking with a first base umpire, which is almost impossible. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner, normally for a lefty. The umpire would be at third base. So he really couldn't tell at all. That was more like guesswork. The wind and the 0-1. Down the middle but low. Count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. No score. Top of the second inning from Eaton between the B-Diggers and Reds. And time is called. Baby was in the 2 hole, now to the 6 hole for this particular game. We'll see how this goes with the B-Digger lineup. The pitch swung on and grounded to short. Burkhardt has got it on the second hop, throws to first, and there's 2 down. As Maltos Garcia is retired. That'll bring up Nico Guzman. The center fielder hitting for the right side for the B-Diggers. Yeah, his dad Bobby, part of that 91 championship team, which defeated Eaton 4 times that season. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. To Guzman. The wind by Nelson, the pitch, and the breaking ball is up and away. The count levels at 1-1 with 2 down and the bases empty in the top of the second. No score between the Bee Diggers and Reds from Eaton. And the offering, and that is outside. Try to throw a backdoor curveball. 2-1. Guzman awaits the next pitch, and here it is. Swing and a miss on a tailing fastball or changeup. Man, that had lots of action. 2-2. And that ball's tailing away from the right-handed hitter. They got to go the other way. The pitch, swing and a miss, and another pitch tailing away from Guzman. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Nelson. He struck out 2 in the inning. We head to the bottom of the second. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing as we head to the bottom of the second inning in Eaton. Kyle Rosenbrock issued a couple of first-inning walks, but worked out of that mini jam. He'll face Brady Tedesco, Bryce Dyer, and Joe Mondragon. As Tedesco steps in. Wow, another left-handed hitter. That's the third in this lineup already. Eaton is very well balanced, as they are every year. The Bee Diggers have 2 left-handed hitters, and Oscar Soto and Grayson Simmons in the starting lineup today. Here's the wind by Rosenbrock. The pitch swung on and tapped right side. The first baseman Hirschfeld has got it. He'll flip to the pitcher covering in time, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the second inning, 3-1 in the scorebook. 1 down for Bryce Dyer, the right-handed hitting third baseman. Dyer's been a long-time name here in Eaton. Back to the days of Shane Dyer, who threw a no-hitter against the Bee Diggers. It was about 8 or 9 years ago in Brush. Peterson gets the sign from the Digger dugout. Wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees on the outer half. It's 0-1. Peterson lays down the sign, and the offering. Swung on and lifted to center field. Nico Guzman is back, ranging to his right, still moving back, and he reaches up and makes the catch. And there are 2 down at the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring up Joe Mondragon, the 4th left-handed hitter in this lineup. That's a nice left-right combination that the Reds are using here against the Bee Diggers, and starting pitcher Kyle Rosenbrock, who for the second straight inning has retired the first 2 hitters. The pitch squaring to bunt and takes a fastball for a strike on the outer half thigh high. It's 0-1. The Bee Diggers have 1 hit. The Reds have been held hitless over the first inning and 2/3. The pitch swung on. There's a base hit into right center field. Guzman with a long run getting to that baseball flag. Nope. It went off his glove, fielded by foul, and to second base is going to be Mondragon. No air there since Guzman was at full speed. Couldn't cut off the baseball cleanly. It's a 2-out double for Joe Mondragon. Here's Lane Greiman, the 9th place hitter playing left field. Righty against righty this time, with 2 down and a man at second. The stretch by Rosenbrock. And the pitch. Fastball is lined towards center field. Nico Guzman going back, still going back. Reaches up and makes the catch. And that does it for Eaton in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left in scoring position. 2 complete. Brush nothing. Eaton nothing. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing. In the 3rd inning from Eaton. Both teams with a base hit. As Jake Nelson, the left-hander, will pitch to Mikey Gutierrez. 8-9-1 in this Bee Digger lineup. The Bee Diggers go righty, lefty, righty in this frame. The pitch. Fastball is down and in. To the right-handed hitting third baseman, it's 1-0. The wind by the left-hander Nelson. The pitch, tailing away. It's outside. That's rare for Nelson. He had a 3-to-1 ratio strikes to balls coming into this inning. Behind Gutierrez, 2-0. And the offering swung on and lifted on the right side towards the first baseman. Mondragon makes the catch. And Joe Mondragon puts it away on a 2-0 pitch. There's one down. That's the thing. Even down in the count 2-0, as Nelson was, he didn't give in. He threw a strike, but it took something off it, and Gutierrez got way underneath that baseball. Here's the left-handed hitting left fielder Grayson Simmons. The wind and the offering, and that is a strike. Took something off it down the middle. It's 0-1. Very easy, simple mechanics for Nelson. And the offering, tailing outside. Levels the count at 1-1 strike. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing in the top of the third inning from Eaton. 1-1 pitch. And that tails in there for a strike. Excellent breaking ball. On the inner half, it's 1-2. Nelson kicks and fires. Swung on and grounded a second. Mondragon ranging in, plays it off his body, and cannot pick it up. Simmons is going to be safe. It'll be an error on the second baseman, Jake Mondragon. A little bit of a tricky hop, but had time to pick it up and throw to first, could not do so. That'll send up Alec Peterson, who grounded out to Mondragon in the opening inning. So the B-Diggers have their second base runner of the game. Ryan Hirschfeld had a first inning 2-out double. Lynn lays down the sign. And the offering. Fastball is down and in. 1 and no strikes. And they're playing Peterson pretty shallow. 1-0. Swung on and grounded to third. Dyer to second. That's one. Mondragon to first. And it's a 5-4-3 double play. And the B-Diggers are done in the third inning. No runs, no hits, and error. And the bases were left empty. To the bottom of the third we go. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Top of the order for Eaton as we head to the bottom of the third inning in this fast-moving game from Eaton. No score between the B-Diggers and Reds. It'll be Jake Nelson, Jake Mondragon, and Matt Burkhart against the right-hander Kyle Rosenbrock. Well, the B-Diggers, at least in that inning, did a nice job of putting the ball in play, which was something they did not do in the second inning. So Rosenbrock will face Nelson, hitting from the left side. Nelson struck out swinging in his first at-bat, one of 2 strikeouts registered by Kyle Rosenbrock. Wind and pitch. Fastball tails outside as he was squaring to bunt. 1 and no strikes. And the offering. Up and away. Got to be careful. This is the first hitter of the inning. Rosenbrock in the first 2 innings retired the first 2 hitters and then allowed a couple of base runners. Fastball down the middle for a strike at the knees. It's 2-1. Nelson digs back in from the left side. And the pitch. Squaring to bunt. He missed that one. It was a strike anyway. At the knee, same location. It's 2-2. And Rosenbrock right now matching Nelson pretty much pitch for pitch. 2-2 offering. Fastball high, 3-2. If you're tired of the same old lunch and dinner menu, switch it up, pick up something new from the hot and cold deli selection at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Great food at low prices. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. 3-2. Swung on and grounded right underneath Rosenbrock into center field for a base hit. He pats his glove thinking he should have had that baseball. But it's a base hit to lead off the bottom of the third for Jake Nelson. Not hit hard, but hit hard enough. That'll bring up Jake Mondragon, who popped out in his first at-bat. Let's see if he's going to lay down a bunt. in a 0-0 game with the way Nelson is throwing. 1 run is certainly valuable. 2-step lead for Nelson. The stretch by Rosenbrock. Throw back to first. Back in diving is Nelson. That's the second hit of the game for the Reds. Pretty big lead for Nelson. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The Reds have committed the game's only error, but it did not hurt them. That was followed by a double play off the bat of Alec Peterson. 1-0. Fastball is up and in. 2 balls, no strikes, with nobody out in the bottom of the third. When the B-Diggers have lost to these Reds year after year, it's usually that big inning. We don't want the third to be the big one now. Still too early in the game. Down the middle for a strike with a fastball. It's 2-1, as Mondragon was taking all the way. And follow us pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com or on Twitter and Facebook, or Facebook at KSIR Sports. The pitch. Fastballs in the dirt, 3-1. And the heart of the order is coming up for Eaton. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jake Mondragon. And the pitch, swung on and grounded up the middle. Shortstop Matos Garcia has it go off his glove. He picks it back up, but that'll be a B-Digger error. That would have at least been a force at second. And those are the plays you cannot make if you're Brush. A routine grounder to Baby. And it was simply a muff. Here is Matt Burkhart. Yeah, against Eaton, mistakes will destroy you. They have proven that for the last few decades. Burkhart walked in his first plate appearance. And the offering. The breaking ball is a beauty for a strike, belt high. Rosenbrock now being asked to pitch out of trouble after a seeing eye base hits and a B-Digger error. And the 0-1. Swung on and fouled straight back. One with a fastball up in the zone. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning. Brush nothing, Eaton nothing. In Eaton against the second-ranked team in 3A. 0-2 pitch. And taken down and in. 1-2. Looked like he tried to unleash a curveball. Nice if he could bounce one right to the third baseman, Gutierrez, if it's not a strikeout or a pop-up. Could be a double play. 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back, tied up the right-handed hitter. Burkhart, it remains at 1-2. Both teams have committed an error in this game. And the offering. Swung on and popped up into foul territory along the right side. Peterson giving chase by the fence. Oh, and he could not make the catch. Almost had it. He was on the dead run. But it's just going to remain at 1-2. Wow. I don't know if the B-Diggers can stave this off. They had 3 makeable plays in this inning. The base hit that Rosenbrock barely missed. The error by Matos Garcia, that pop-up that Peterson had a chance to catch it, grazed his glove. But only 1 error. The others are not errors. The stretch. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Rosenbrock making some tough pitches against this right-hander. Gets a sign from Peterson. And the 1-2. Fastball is low. And Burkhart is not swinging at anything that's not a strike. It remains at 2-2. The runners take their leads. And the pitch. Little bit low with a curveball. It's 3-2. Yeah, Burkhart is very, very disciplined up there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. At second is Nelson. Mondragon at first with nobody out in the third. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. Third walk issued by Rosenbrock, and the bases are loaded with nobody out for Colton Lind. And this is the big inning that we've talked about, where you hold down the Reds for a while and then they take advantage of a mistake. They haven't scored yet, but unless you can get Lind on a strikeout or a comebacker and start a 1-2-3 double play, it's going to be tough to keep them off the scoreboard. Lind digs in. Wind and pitch. The breaking ball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Heck of an at-bat there by Matt Burkhart. And the offering. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner at the knees. And that levels the count at 1-1. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Maltos Garcia to second. That's 1. Back to first. And that's 2. A run scores as Nelson crosses home plate. No RBI as Eaton takes a 1-0 lead with Mondragon now at third base. So again, no RBI for Colton Lind as the Beat Diggers turn the 6-4-3 double play. That'll send up Ryan Kaler. Winding up now is Rosenbrock with a runner at third. Fastball is up and away. One ball and no strikes. Wind and pitch. Swung on and popped up to left field. That's got some carry. Going way back is Simmons. Still going back. And that is gone. It's a home run. Ryan Kaler has kissed it. A home run over the left center field fence. And Eaton now leads 3-0. Wow, that certainly caught the Beat Diggers off guard there. A long fly ball and a 2-run homer for Ryan Kaler. Here's Brady Tedesco. He grounded out. Wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. With the bases empty, the offering. Curveball is high. Levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch. A little bit low and in. 2-1 to Tedesco. And the offering. Fastball, a strike on the inner half. And the count is now at 2-2. The pitch. Swung on, grounded right back to Rosenbrock. He leaps, grabs it, throws to first. And that does it for the Reds. Here in the bottom of the third inning. However, the Reds take advantage of a Beat Digger mistake. They score 3 runs. They get a 2-run homer from Ryan Kaler. 2 hits, 1 error, and the bases were left empty. Let's head to the 4th inning. Eaton 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Eaton 3, Brush nothing. As we head to the 4th inning in Eaton. The left-hander Nelson to B.J. Hirschfeld. Swung on and grounded right up the middle. The shortstop Burkhart in front of the bag. Throws to first and Hirschfeld is out. Hirschfeld now 0 for 2 after striking out in his first at-bat. 1 down for Ryan Hirschfeld, who has the lone Beat Digger hit, a 2-out first inning double. And every Beat Digger has been retired since then, except Grayson Simmons, who reached on an error. The pitch. Change up down and in. One ball and no strikes to Hirschfeld. And the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly to third. Charging is Dyer. He's got it. Throws on a run. And there's 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Kyle Rosenbrock, who struck out swinging in his first plate appearance in the first inning with a man on and 2 down. Rosenbrock had a big 3-run homer as a freshman in the state championship game against Eaton, a 6-4 loss. Wind in the pitch. Swung on, line to right field. That is a base hit for Kyle Rosenbrock, the second of the game for the Bee Diggers. He ran through the bag because it was hit so hard, and Ryan Kaler got to the baseball quickly. Problem is, can the Bee Diggers extend the rally? That's been an issue. Oscar Soto struck out swinging on 3 pitches in the opening frame, in the second inning, I should say. Again, lefty against lefty. The pitch. Curveball is fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. To Oscar Soto, the DH. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball's a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. 4 strikeouts and no walks so far for Jake Nelson. He's thrown just 43 pitches, 31 strikes, 12 balls. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Strikes out for the second consecutive time on only 3 pitches. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning after the break. It is Eaton 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Eaton 3, Brush nothing. Jake Nelson scored on a double play grounder hit by Colton Lind in the 3rd inning. Then Ryan Kaler hit a 2-run homer 2 pitches later over the left field fence. And that's the difference in this game so far, as Kyle Rosenbrock is certainly doing a credible job on the mound. He's just facing one of the better teams, the number 2 team in the state. Bryce Dyer is 0 for 1 as he steps in for the Reds. So Rosenbrock ready. Rosenbrock is struck out 1 in the game and walked 3. So he's facing a team that makes lots of contact. Wind and pitch, and the breaking ball. Looked pretty good from here, but barely missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wind and offering. Swung on and drilled to left field. Grayson Simmons is right there. He leaps, and it's over his glove. He misjudged it badly. All the way to the fence. Simmons is going to pick it up, and he throws it back in. It'll be a leadoff double. But he did not do a good job of judging that baseball. He stood for a while, then he jumped at the last second, and it was over his glove. If he gets on his horse as soon as that ball's hit, it would have been an out. It was hit very hard, but, yeah, not judged well at all out there. We'll call it a base hit. There's Joe Mondragon. He doubled in his first at-bat. Off of second is Dyer. And the pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike on the inner half. Just above the knees, it's 0-1. Dyer with a 4-step lead. Rosenbrock looks back the offering. Swung on and lifted towards center. That's got some carry to it. To his right is Guzman. He leaps and he makes the catch. Back to second is Dyer. There's 1 down. Bee Digger outfielders are pretty busy so far. There's no question about that. 1 down for Lane Greiman, who lined to center to end the second. Guzman already has 3 putouts out there. And Simmons has a couple in left field. Bee Diggers have turned a double play. Rosenbrock delivers. Curveball is upstairs. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. B&B Appliance swung on and driven down the right field line. That could be trouble. Zane foul with a long run, and it lands fair. Around third is Dyer. He will score on the pop fly RBI single from Lane Greiman, and Eaton now leads by a score of 4-0. Hit that in a perfect spot. Jake Nelson struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2. As he will now bat for the Reds. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by Rosenbrock. 1-0. Runner was bluffing. It's outside. 2-0. The Bee Diggers are still within reach, but can't afford more. Swung on and lifted down the left field side. That's twisting into foul territory and out of play. Ball 2, strike 1. To Jake Nelson. With the Reds now on top, 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Rosenbrock working on the opposing pitcher. He looks in. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball rides up and in. 3-1. That's been the only thing with Rosenbrock. Ran into some deep counts in this game. And as a result, his pitch count is a little bit up. 3-1. Fastball is just high. 4th walk issued by Kyle. 73 pitches so far, 40 strikes and 33 balls. And here comes Jake Mondragon, who popped out and reached on an error. He's 0 for 2 officially. No runs on 2 hits for the Bee Diggers, 4 runs on 5 hits for Eaton. Both teams have committed an error. The Bee Diggers have stranded 2. The Reds have left 3 on the base paths. Stretched by Rosenbrock. Looks back. And the offering. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Matos Garcia. Oh, it takes a huge hop and goes into center field. Guzman picks up the baseball. Throws towards the plate. And late, sliding in safely is Greiman. It's 5-0. And, yeah, I think we're going to score that a base hit. It took a huge hop out there. Took a big hop. Matos Garcia was about to field that ball, but it took a very high hop. And the Bee Diggers now trail 5-0. And Rosenbrock is coming out of the game, at least off the mound. Let's take a 1-minute break. We're in the bottom of the 4th. It is Eaton 5, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Nico Guzman is the new pitcher for the Bee Diggers. So that means B.J. Hirschfeld now goes to right. Matos Garcia at second base. And Zane Fow is in center. And, of course, Rosenbrock is now the shortstop. Yeah, that was a double play grounder up the middle, but it took a huge hop there on Matos Garcia. So it scored a base hit, and the fastball is upstairs. To Matt Burkhardt, who's walked twice. Yeah, those are the little plays. This is a game of inches, and it's a game of yards when you're playing this team. Fastball, outside corner, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, very unfortunate there for Kyle. Had a couple of bounces that didn't go his way. The offering, swung on and fouled straight back. 1-2 to Matt Burkhardt. At second is Nelson. Mondragon at first. The Reds with 3 in the 3rd, 2 so far here in the 4th. Swung on and lifted in the infield on the right side. Should be an infield fly and caught by the first baseman, Hirschfeld. There's 2 down. And the batter for the Reds will now be Colton Lind, who's walked and grounded into that 6-4-3 double play. There was no RBI for Lind. And Guzman doing a very nice job against Burkhardt, just challenging him with fastballs, the stretch. And the offering. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Your one-stop center for home improvement projects, Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. For flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more, Ackley Building Center. Swing and a miss on a changeup. 1-1. If Guzman can build that consistently into his repertoire, he's going to be tough to hit. Stretch in the 1-1. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nelson at second. Jake Mondragon at first. The Reds have 2 across and hopefully no more here in the 4th inning. The stretch by Guzman. The pitch. Fastball little bit low. On the outer half. 3-1. Lynn digs in. He stretches. The Guzman does the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul off to the right. That's out of play. 3-2. As we mentioned earlier, the closest margin of victory that Eaton has had is 5 runs on March 24th when they beat Meade 6-1. It's at 5 right now. And we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Peterson lays down the sign. 3-2. Swung on, driven into left center field. That's a base hit. 1 run is going to score as Nelson crosses home plate. 6-0 in favor of the Reds on the RBI single from Colton Lind. And they plated 3 runs for the 2nd straight inning. And that run is charged to Rosenbrock. And Mossberg will be the courtesy runner at first. Ryan Kaler has popped out and hit a 2-run homer. So he is 1 for 2 in the game. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is upstairs. Now you can hear that glove pop. He's bringing some gas. 1 ball and no strikes. Guzman stretches. 1-0. Up and away. Overthrew that one. 2-0 to Ryan Kaler. Guzman gets the sign. And the pitch. Swung on and lifted foul and off to the left. Yeah, the goal against this team this season has been to just play 7 innings. Eaton has won so many 4.5 and 5 inning games. I'm sure they want to play a full game. The stretch. 2-1. Right down the middle for a strike with a fastball at the knees. It's 2-2 to Kaler. Mondragon off of second. JT Mossberg at first. Guzman sets. Guzman delivers. Oh, way outside. Slipped off his hand there. Or out of his hand. 3-2. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. You can find AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice, 3-2. The runners will be going with a pitch. Here it is. Fastball inside, and the bases are loaded as Kaler walks. Brady Tedesco is grounded to first and grounded back to the mound. He's 0 for 2. And this is a huge hitter to retire here for Brush. If you don't want this to be completely out of hand, it's already 6-0, which is respectable against this team. But 8, 9, 10-0, then you're starting to talk about a huge margin of difference. A left-handed hitter stepping in against the right-handed Nico Guzman. Wine in the pitch. Fastball is outside. One ball and no strikes. 9 balls and 8 strikes for Nico. That's usually his issue, is that he's got a live arm, but can he keep it in the strike zone? 1-0. Swag and a miss, and when he does, he's tough to hit. A blazing fastball in the outer half, and the count is level at 1-1. Runners take their leads. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded off of Guzman to the second baseman. Matos Garcia flips to second for the force. That'll go 1 to 4 to 6 on the force play. And the inning is over, but the Reds pick up 3 runs, and they leave the bases loaded. Let's head to the 5th inning. Eaton 6, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 6-0, Eaton leads Brush. We're in the top of the 5th inning in Eaton. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Beediggers. Arnoldo Baby Maltos Garcia, followed by Nico Guzman and Mikey Gutierrez. Baby grounded out in his first at bat. 6 runs on 7 hits for Eaton, no runs on 2 hits for Brush. Both teams have committed an error. The pitch, down and in with the off speed. It's 1-0. And as is always the case, the Reds moving this game along because they're getting it done on the defensive side. 1-0 offering. Swung on line, base hit into center field, and Maltos Garcia has Brush's 3rd hit of the game. Be a confidence booster just to get a run on the board. Nico Guzman struck out swinging in his first at bat on a tailing fastball. He's got to be aware of that pitch again because he could go the other way if he goes that way. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fouled back. He's pulling off the ball a little bit. No balls and 1 strike. All the hits have been spaced by the Beediggers. No 2 in 1 inning. The offering. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball in the dirt. He's not picking up the ball from the left-hander's hand right now. No balls and 2 strikes to Guzman, the stretch. And the offering. Swung on and grounded to first. Stepping in the bag for 1, throwing to second low. Dug out, but safe. Maltos Garcia, nice job of Nico going the other way. Made a nice adjustment. Shortened up his swing, but Mondragon made the play 3 unassisted. Now that was ended up being a very nice at bat for Guzman. 1 down for Mikey Gutierrez, who popped to first in his first at bat, so he's 0 for 1. As he steps in from the right side, Maltos Garcia in scoring position. And the pitch, swung on, line toward center field, coming on and making the catch. Tedesco, he throws to second, but it's going to be a little bit late. There was nobody there. Had there been somebody there, Maltos Garcia was well off the bag. There's 2 down. And Tedesco played Gutierrez very shallow. Normally that's a base hit, but he played him so shallow that he actually made an easy play. Gutierrez hit the ball well. Beediggers are having some success hitting the ball this inning, but Eaton has made 2 very good plays. Grayson Simmons reached on an error in his first at bat in the 3rd inning. Another lefty against lefty matchup. Only 50 pitches thrown by Nelson, 37 for strikes. And that breaking ball's in the dirt, 1-0. Visit Morgan Community College online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. It'll get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. Morgan Community College. 1-0. Low with a fastball, 2-0. With Alec Peterson on deck and the Beediggers down 6-0 in the top of the 5th inning. The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball, no. Missed 3-0. Wow. And a little bit low to Simmons. Well, Grayson will take it, and more than likely he'll be taking on this 3-0 pitch. And he does, and that's a little bit low and away. Same off-speed pitch. First walk issued by Jake Nelson. Peterson now hits. Grounded to second and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play in his second at bat. Looking for a big base hit to get the Beediggers on the board. Trailing 6-0 in Eaton. Off of second is Baby. Off of first is Grayson Simmons. The left-hander delivers. in the dirt and blocked very nicely, and Simmons got to get back to first. Matos Garcia was off that bag 1-0. Yeah, if you're the trail runner, your run is not as important right now. Well, first of all, every run's important, but you got to watch that lead runner. And Matos Garcia was off that bag, but the G-man was a little bit too far off that bag, but got in safely. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch in the dirt. Took something off it. It's 2-0. That's 6 consecutive balls thrown by Jake Nelson. Runners take their leads. And the 2-0. Swung on and tapped foul. Throw him a nice changeup, 2-1. Activity in the Eaton bullpen. Up the left field side. 2 balls and 1 strike to Peterson. The stretch. Nelson delivers. Swung on and driven into center field. Tedesco's going way back, still going back. It's well over his head. It takes a big hop up against the fence. 1 run is in. Simmons is around third. He will score. Peterson to third. It's a 2-out, 2-run triple. And the Beat Diggers are on the board at the top of the 5th inning. Eaton 6, Brush 2. And playing Gutierrez shallow paid off for Tedesco, but it didn't pay off against Alec Peterson. And that'll send up B.J. Hirschfeld, who struck out and grounded out. Visit to the mound by head coach Jim Danley. B-Diggers back in this game, thanks to the 2-run triple by AP. So here comes B.J. Hirschfeld. With a man at third and 2 down in the top of the 5th inning. Nelson looks in for the sign. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and grounded left side or right side. Off the second baseman. Picked up, throws to first in time. Mondragon does retire Hirschfeld by about a step and a half to end the top of the 5th inning. However, the B-Diggers get a couple of runs on a couple of base hits. No errors and a man left. 4.5 complete in Eaton. Eaton 6, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 6-2 Eaton. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, Nico Guzman beginning his first full inning of work. Came in for Kyle Rosenbrock from center field. When Eaton put together another 3-run rally. Surrendered a run, but that was charged to Rosenbrock since a base runner was Rosenbrock's responsibility. And here is Bryce Dyer to lead off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dyer is popped out and doubled. 1 for 2 in the game. Big inning for Nico just to establish more confidence. He's got that fastball going, but got to throw the strikes. The pitch swung on and popped up extremely high in the infield. In front of the second base bag, Kyle Rosenbrock makes the catch, and there's 1 down. That was a major league pop-up hit by Dyer. 3 1/3 for Rosenbrock. Allowed 6 runs, 3 earned. Gave up 6 hits, walked 1, and struck out 4, and he is the pitcher of record. That'll send up the left-handed hitting Joe Mondragon. Doubled and popped out. He's 1 for 2. Squaring to bunt, and he takes it for a strike. On the outer half of the knees, it's 0-1. Peterson lays down the sign. Squaring to bunt again. 0-1 pitch. Fastball is outside. Levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies and G Sweets Bakery offers cookies, muffins, and sweetbreads made fresh daily. Open 6 days a week. 921 Edison Street in Brush. The pitch. upstairs, took something off it. 2-1. One down at the bottom of the fifth inning. Eaton 6, Brush 2. The Bay Diggers have a 2-run triple from Alec Peterson. And the offering, way high. 3-1. To Joe Mondragon, the number 8 hitter in this lineup. Nico Reddy gets the sign. 3-1 pitch. Ball nearly hit him. It's a walk. 5th walk. Make it 6th walk issued by B. Digger pitching. Lane Greiman with a 1-for-2 performance so far. He lined to center, then drove in a run with a base hit in the 3-run 4th inning. B. Diggers at double play depth. The stretch by Guzman. Big lead at first. The pitch. Fastball tails inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson lays down the sign. 1-0. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground on the left side, and it's off of Gutierrez into left field. As Simmons picks it up on the slow roller. No, I'm going to score that an error on Gutierrez at third. On the roller over there. Second error of the game. As reaching was Greiman. Here's Jake Nelson. He just misplayed that ball. Bounced higher than he thought, but if you're going to cut that off, got to make the play. Nelson has struck out, singled, and walked. He's 1 for 2. The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. So now the Reds are threatening once again. They've scored in each of the last 2 innings. The stretch and the offering. Swung on, driven deep into left center field. Zane foul to his right, still racing over there, and he dives. He can make the catch, and he got a bad jump on that baseball. Mondragon around third. He will score. Greiman around third. He's going to the plate. The throw's going to be late. And it's a 2-run double for Jake Nelson. Eaton leads 8-2. But again, I don't know what's happening out in the outfield. Foul just didn't read it well. He kind of casually went over there. And I think that play should have been made. I mean, Zane certainly tried his best, and then he laid out, but he took a long time to get over there. And he was not on the dead run. Mondragon squaring to bunt. It's outside. And again, it's those little things against this team. The pitch, runner going to third. It's a strike to throw to third. The slide. And did he come off the bag? Safe! Gutierrez tagged him when he came off the bag, apparently, but they're saying safe. 1 ball and 1 strike, and Mark Muniz not happy about that. He's coming out. It was clear that Nelson came off the bag. And there will be a discussion out there. And let's see if there's going to be a reversal. Now, he beat the throw, but he slid too far. Unless they're ruling that Gutierrez did not keep that tag, did not keep it on the runner. Home plate umpires also out there. Nonetheless, the Reds lead 8-2. The Bay Diggers have had a couple of misjudgments in the outfield. I mean, it's when you're playing this team, it's a combination of things. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 2 in. And the Reds lead 8-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The infield is playing halfway. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Guzman retired the first hitter, but the next 3 reached. A walk, an error, and a double. The offering. Swung on, grounded left side. The shortstop, Rosenbrock, deep in the hole, drops it, throws to first late. That'll be an infield hit anyway. he would not have thrown him out. That ball was not hit hard enough. Infield hit for Jake Mondragon. Even if Rosenbrock comes out with that cleanly, there's no way he's throwing that guy out. Too much speed. And it's 9-2 as Nelson scores. Matt Burkhardt has walked twice and popped out. And Eaton trying to end this game in abbreviated fashion. They're 3 runs away. And let's see who steps in for the Reds here. Yeah, it is going to be Burkhardt. Coach Danley was talking to the home plate umpire. But not a change there whatsoever. So the Reds lead by 7. After the Bee-Diggers made this a 4-run game. With a man at first. The stretch. Guzman delivers. Swag and a miss and a fastball that tied him up. No balls and 1 strike. Oh for 3 officially as Burkhardt swung on and fisted into shallow left field. Rosenbrock dives. He can't make the catch. It'll be a base hit. A seeing eye single for Matt Burkhardt. First and second for Colton Lind, and a home run would end this game. Lind has walked out, grounded out, and singled. That is now 5 batters in a row that have reached for the Reds. The stretch and the pitch. Took something off it, up and in, 1-0. Nine runs, 10 hits for Eaton, 2 runs on 4 hits for Brush. Bee-Diggers have committed 2 errors, 1 for Eaton. The pitch swung on and grounded into left field for a base hit. Jake Mondragon steps on third. He's going to be held up. And the bases are loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the batter for the Reds will now be Ryan Kaler. J.T. Mossberg will run it first as the courtesy runner for Colton Lind. And the Reds have found their hitting stride here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 runs in each of the last 3 innings, but they're looking for 3 more to end this game. Kaler popped out, hit a 2-run homer off Rosenbrock in the 3-run third, and then was issued a free pass. 1 for 2 officially. Peterson lays down the sign. Wind and pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. You get a great deal at Ehrlich Toyota East, celebrating their 6-year anniversary. Ehrlich Toyota East, 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan, off of I-76 and exit 80. 1-0. Down and in, off the glove of Peterson. Scoring as Mondragon, the other runners advance on the wild pitch. 10-2 Reds. Now they're just a base hit away from ending this game. And now Kaler will be intentionally walked, which is really the right thing to do to keep those bases loaded now. Get a force play. And Nico was down in the count anyway at 2-0. So here is Brady Tedesco. And the Reds up by 8 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wind and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Tedesco has grounded out 3 times. One of them a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 3, hitting in the number 6 hole. 1-0. Swung on, grounded into left field for a base hit. Matt Burkhardt will score. Mossberg steps on third and stays right there as the throw goes all the way through. 11-2 in favor of Eaton on the RBI single by Brady Tedesco. And now they're just 90 feet away. As Bryce Dyer steps in, he's 1 for 3. His base hit was a double. This team is about to go 12-0 for a reason. And they pitch very well, but if they're also hitting like this, they're pretty tough to stop. Guzman steps off with the game-ending run at third. The stretch by Nico. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and in. No balls and 1 strike. Dyer wanted to end it right there. Guzman gets the sign. 0-1. Changeup is upstairs, leveling the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. With the bases loaded and 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Reds lead the Bee-Diggers by a score of 11-2. The pitch swung on and grounded left side. The third baseman, Gutierrez, drops the baseball. At an easy play at home, it will be an error, the second of the inning, by the third baseman, Gutierrez. And the Eaton Reds have scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning and won the game by a score of 12-2. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll wrap it up after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Bee-Digger Post-Game Show is brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays, but when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design. The Eaton Reds improved to 5-0 in Patriot League play, 12-0 overall. Bee-Diggers dropped to 8-4 overall. They've lost 3 straight. They are now 2-3 in league play. The final score in 5 innings. Eaton defeats Brush in Eaton 12-2. For the Bee-Diggers, 12 runs. Check that. For the Reds, 12 runs on 12 hits, 1 error. They left 9 men on base. Bee-Diggers, 2 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors, 3 left on base. The winning pitcher was Jake Nelson, and the loss went to Kyle Rosenbrock. Time of the game, 1 hour and 27 minutes. It was scoreless until the bottom of the 3rd inning when the Reds loaded the bases, and then Jake Nelson would score in a double play, making it 1-0. 2 pitches later, Ryan Kaler hit a 2-run homer, and it was 3-0. Then we moved to the 4th. Lane Greiman with an RBI single. Jake Mondragon followed with another one. And Colton Lind had a 3rd run-scoring single. And the Reds double up the lead at 6-0. Bee-Diggers came back with 2 on and 2 out. In the top of the 5th inning, Alec Peterson hit a 2-run triple, drawing Brush to within 6-2. Then Nico Guzman retired the first hitter of the bottom of the 5th inning, but no more. As the Bee-Diggers committed a couple of errors, there was a misplay out there in the outfield as well. Jake Mondragon with an RBI single, which was preceded by Jake Nelson's 2-run double, and those 2 hits made it 9-2. Mondragon would score on a wild pitch. Brady Tedesco with an RBI single, then Bryce Dyer hit a grounder with the bases loaded. That was bobbled in the infield, allowing the 6th and final run to score in the frame as the Reds win 12-2. Bee-Diggers are back in action coming up on Thursday at 4 o'clock from Brush, right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com against the Highland Huskies. Keep in mind, you can always follow us on Facebook and Twitter at KSIR Sports or pitch by pitch at KSIRsports.com. Coming up at 6:05, it'll be Rockies on deck. First pitch at 6:40 from Coors Field as the Rockies take on the San Francisco Giants. Madison Baumgartner pitches for San Francisco, and going for the Rockies will be Franklin Morales. Sound engineer and producer of Brush Bee-Digger Baseball doing an outstanding job today has been Michaela Klimper. I'm John Beltran with a final score in 5 innings from Eaton. The Reds 12 and the Bee-Diggers 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.